In the current episode of Charleston Women Podcast, we're joined by Alena Klenot, who is a renowned celebrity makeup artist, anti-aging expert, published author, and a vibrant educator on beauty, wellness, and biohacking. Most recently, she worked her magic on the cover of the Charleston Women magazine.
This is Charleston Women Podcast, where you can meet like-minded, strong, independent, professional, and inspiring local women. This is Charleston Women Podcast.
Hey there, I'm Kim Russo, the new host of the Charleston Women Podcast. I'm here today with Alena Klenot, who is a renowned celebrity makeup artist, anti-aging expert, published author, and vibrant educator on beauty, wellness, and biohacking. Most recently, though, she worked her magic on the cover for the Charleston Women magazine. Welcome, Alena. I'm excited
Hello, Kim. How are you?
You just did the cover for the new edition of the Charleston Women's magazine. So I kind of want to start there, but there's so much I want to hear about all the different things that you do. Tell me about how you got involved with the magazine. How was the photo shoot in the Charleston heat with makeup?
As you know, it's very hot in Charleston. We start at 6 o'clock in the morning, but we had little cubic in air conditioning. So that was pretty good. The makeup didn't melt. And after that, we went to the location. So it was absolutely perfect. And the models were beautiful. So it was easy work for me.
How did you get involved with Charleston Women?
Well, actually, I was a member of like-minded organization and, we were talking, and I am actually relocated to Charleston about 7 months from UK, London. So it was everything very new. So it was kind of a fluke that I got connected with the managing director, Angel Holmes, and, everything kind of starts snowballing. And I asked her if I can do the cover.
I want to hear now back up to celebrity makeup artist. That is super cool. I looked at your website and saw Celine Dion and some other big celebrities. Tell me your backstory. How did you get there?
Everything actually started when I was working for CBC in Toronto, and I went to 8 Olympic Games with CBC, NBC, and ABC. Where the American goes, the Canadians follow. And I met actually Celine in the Olympic Games in 1998 at Barcelona. And we were just start talking, and she was doing the opening song, and everything just got together. And then I was invited to her wedding to Renee Angelique, and we started working together, and I worked with her for 5 years. And then she went to Vegas, and I went to other locations and other adventures. And, after when you work with Celine Dion, you usually get, when somebody comes to Toronto, you get the stars like Janet Jackson, Cher. So, I was fortunate enough when you have started as a high level. I was working with lots of Canadian celebrities. I was also in one of the Olympics. I was working with Maria Shriver in the morning, 4 o'clock in Calgary. I'm driving, have to plug my car in actually even get driving because Calgary was very cold. So I'm coming to studio, see Maria Shriver, who was very popular, and still she is very popular. So yeah, I met lots of people through work, and it was absolutely fabulous, and still is, because I still working as a makeup artist and stylist. I have a show in Toronto. Sometimes I even, work as a host when I do makeovers or styling. So it's still going.
Okay, so you kind of encompass everything. So styling, talk to me a little bit about the styling portion of it too.
Well, usually, when you go to smaller shoot and they don't have a budget for person for styling, person for makeup, person for hair. So I do the styling. I pick up the wardrobe. I was doing the styling mostly for the Olympics because I was picking up the wardrobe for the anchors when they had to go on TV. They have to have a different wardrobe for that period of time when they are at the Olympics. So I pick up the wardrobe for them.
Talk to me about the Olympics, because that's where it all seemed to start and really was your big break. How did you even get into the Olympics?
Well, I was actually working for CBC as a makeup artist. And then I was traveling with the producer who was actually on a sports broadcast. And he offered me a job to go and travel with them. And I went for 8 Olympics with the team. through the whole time, I met all different athletes, famous broadcaster. So it was very, very colorful kind of 8 years.
Yeah. And where are you from? Because we know you have an accent. Where-
Well, I'm trying to shake it, but I can. I originally came from Czech Republic. I emigrated, I ran through the border. I'm a pure refugee and coming to Canada and trying to new life. So that's how I came to Toronto and start working. My father actually worked as an editor and my mother was a painter. So I was introduced to television and art from early age.
I still want to go back a little bit, Charleston, because you just said you moved here 7 months ago, which is pretty incredible to be so involved in the community already. How have you loved living in the Low Country and Charleston, and what kind of brought you here?
Well, it's fantastic because actually my husband's job brought us to Charleston, and because he is very well in tune in electrification, and so we move almost every 5 years to different countries. So I am pretty much accustomed to go to the new place and get going and start and find audience and find new people and embrace in the community. So I practice before. So every time you come to the new place, you have to get acquainted with the new place. You have to find new people. So we've been doing it for a while.
I love that. So it's like you have to put yourself out there and really
you have to see and pick your poison where you're going to start.
In 1996, it was Southern Women to Women magazine. Now it's Charleston Women magazine. Charleston Women is all about strong, capable, confident, hardworking, nurturing, determined, dedicated, and inspiring women. Our readers are business owners, entrepreneurs, mothers, sisters, wives, and grandmothers. Pick up your copy of Charleston Women magazine at Charleston area Harris Teeters and Food Lions. Charleston Women magazine. We are Charleston Women.
You're listening to the Charleston Women Podcast.
You do so many things. I mean, just in your bio alone, besides celebrity makeup artist, you're a stylist. Hormones are something that affects everybody. And the biohacking is something that really intrigued me. So I'm in my early 40s and that's a journey that I'm on right now. How did you get involved with the biohacking and the hormone therapy? And how does somebody even know to?
Well, it's the writing, because when I travel with my husband, sometimes I cannot get right away to television or film. So I have to do something else. So I write. And because I observe for a long time all the celebrity and see the best, so I really got into the search of how to not get old, because Hollywood is obsessed with youth. So you don't want to get old. And the actors and actresses, they are really working on to have the vitality. I mean, you can buy a new face. It's going to take lots of money, but you cannot buy vitality, longevity. You really have to work on it. And that's way the biohacking, right? Everybody uses biohacking for everything. But the biohacking is really using a science to prolong your youth and get your biological age in a different way than how we age, right? So we use science and we find out what makes you age and we try to bring it back. So the most important in biohacking is sleep, nutrition, exercise, meditation, all that. It's a lifestyle. It's not just the magic. You have to really do it. I'm trying to practice what I preach. So, I'm really 100 years old and I look 50, but that's beside the point. But no, really, you have to live the lifestyle you wanted to kind of go back with your biological age. And that is the most important thing. And it's nutrition. You actually are what you eat. So you really have to make sure that you eat clean protein, that you eat simple carbs, that you do the intermittent fasting. I mean, all that exercise every day. You don't have to go to the gym, but you have to walk. You have to do something what you like, swim, anything you like, you have to move.
Biohacking is a direction they could look into instead of your traditional gym or your nutritionist, like you said. Like,
Yeah.
you know that now's the time to seek out somebody like yourself that is an expert in biohacking.
Well, because, I do the research for people because they don't have a time. Everybody has their own job. The scientists do science, the secretary do, work in the office. But I do the research. I tell people where to go, what to do, and I write books about it. I'm just right now in process of writing books about vitamins, supplements, bioidentical hormones, and that is all part of the biohacking because it is actually a science. Because everything what we do, it's right now tested, and we wanted to prolong our youth, and we have to do these things because if we're going to be just doing nothing, we're going to age, not really gracefully, but we're going to age, and we're going to stop that. We wanted to stop that, and we want to be forever young.
I know the feeling. I'm about to be, like I said, 43 years old, and everybody says I look a lot younger, and they ask what I do, but I take supplements, I work out, I stay healthy, but also I tell them to look at my parents because my parents are in their 70s and they look.
Genes has lots of things to do with it, but even which is not very practiced and common practicing is that you eat by your blood type, which is very interesting. And it's not very common in US. It's much more common in Europe that you find out what blood type are you and then you eat. So for example, 0 blood type, it's very good with protein, doesn't deal very well with carbs. And if you eat by your blood type, your biohacking, it's much easier because you're not fighting against your own system.
So that's something that when somebody is working with you, that's definitely incorporated into their nutrition that you give them.
Exactly. You first go because, when I ask people, what is your blood type? Oh, I don't know my blood type. Well, you have to go and you have to find out from your doctor what's your blood type. So, but it is important. Everything, every little piece counts. So the vitamins are extremely important. And if somebody says, well, I eat well, I don't need vitamins, that's not necessarily true because we put pesticides in the ground and our food doesn't have as much nutrition as it has for our parents, our grandparents. So it is important to subsidize the vitamins, the supplements. The big thing in Charleston is the natural vitamins drips. Everybody, not everybody, but lots of people who take care of themselves, they go for the vitamin drips. And there is so many providers, but see, I come and I tell you which provider is good and where you should go.
You built up any connections in Charleston that you feel confident?
Yes. I have to try everybody because, I have to go around and I have to see what everybody, when they're saying what they're doing, that they're really doing it. And then, I have my kind of a list of providers. And that's what I suggest to my clients to go to because it saves them time. It saves them money, and my know-how and my experience over 30 years working in this field, it's experience.
The guessing game out for somebody who is just kind of, figuring out and trying to be better holistically and healthy and not guess.
Like I said, biohacking is a science. It's based on science. It's a small science method which you apply to your everyday life.
Back to the makeup, because I did see something on your website. You have some makeup products. How did you develop that, start that?
I don't want to compete with big companies. That would be useless. But with my career, I pick up items which I couldn't find on the market, like a primer, like a bronzer, like a concealer. The product which when you use it, it stays with you all day. You can use it with any product you use. If you use La Prairie, you use Dior, Chanel, you use my concealer and it actually enhances the product which you're already using. So I don't have a makeup line. I have a particular product, very unique product, which enhance the makeup which you're already using.
If somebody's coming to you and they want to know how to do makeup, is that something that you teach? And
I used to teach makeup artists. I used to teach makeup artists in different countries. I had a school when we used to teach. I don't know if you remember MAC Cosmetic. Now it's owned by Estee Lauder. But when MAC came first time in the market, it was 2 makeup artists in Toronto, and I worked with them in the beginning of the MAC Cosmetics. So we had a school for makeup. We teaching people. I mean, I never did wedding. I mean, for me, wedding, it's a great business, but I don't do weddings. Every time I do makeup, so, oh, do you do weddings? No, I don't. But I teach people, and I teach everyday woman how she can enhance her beauty. And I mean, you know yourself and you know your face. And it's really important that you come and pick up the best feature, what you have, and enhance them.
if somebody comes to you and they're like, I have no idea what to do, I've never worn makeup, is that something that you enjoy doing, or is it just really teaching stylists?
Well, yeah, it's fantastic. I really love educating women. I mean, it's something which I really enjoy to do, and I always did it. Like during all my career, I always, when I see somebody, I say, well, you know, you should use this or you should do that and use this vitamin. And do you have a problem with this? So you have to do this. So I am kind of like a little advisor wizard. But yeah, so I mean, I enjoy every part of the teaching women how to do it. And it's really a kind of a satisfying, because then you see the woman who came and she doesn't know what to do. And then when she leaves, she said, oh, fantastic. And I usually start with her own product. I said, when you come to me, bring your own product. We can go through and I can tell you, because I don't want them to start from scratch. Mm-hmm. That's useless. You already use some product, so we incorporate other stuff. So that's how we do it. We slowly move to the best of you.
And do you find that as different age groups in women, that there's different products or ways to apply makeup that is more beneficial?
Well, women have to make sure that they don't stuck in certain era. When you're 30 or 20, you're doing the makeup, the same makeup when you're 40 and 50. Not necessarily good for you, because your feature change. I don't want to say the fashion change, but the lifestyle change. And you have to kind of incorporate it, all that changes what's in your life, in your face or makeup application.
I love that. When you see like some 80s makeup and
I mean, she does the same makeup when she was 20. It's not really becoming. I mean, you have to change that.
How do you stay on top of any sort of makeup trends and style trends too as well?
Research and travel. We travel a lot. I go to Europe. I go to Asia. I go back to US. I mean, we travel all over the world, and I just observe women, and I just observe what they do and what they do the best. I mean, the French woman does something else than the American woman. The Asian woman does something else. Every time we travel, I learn and I observe how the women take care of themselves.
Is there any trend right now that you can share, or that is?
Well, I mean, now everything goes. It used to be the era 80s, 90s. You follow certain rules. Now it's no rules. Great looking skin, you know, healthy looking skin, good looking firm body. That's the fashion. You have to really work on yourself, and it's easy. But it's not. So, you know, I mean, it takes time. And that's what I do. I just advise women to make it easier for them.
Well, do you have any tips for this Charleston heat that we've been going on?
Well, I mean, actually, in the upcoming issue, there is my 7-day biohack, how get 10 years younger. Okay. And that is like, I mean, I think that would be very popular, because you have a complete instruction day by day, what to eat, what to do, what product to use. So women out there, get the new September issue of Charleston Women, because the Biohack Week is there.
I know I will definitely be turning to that page right away as soon as
I think that the Charleston Women magazine is source of lots of information. Mm-hmm. And I think the Charleston women are very fortunate because in a small square space, you have so many options. There is so many providers, beauty providers, aesthetic providers, wellness providers. I mean, wow. I mean, we didn't even have so many in London as you have in Charleston and surrounding area. Wow, wow, wow.
Getting to hear, especially because you've been so worldly and, travel so much.
When I look at it and I thought, oh my God, I have to do the research and I have to go to all these spas, to all these wellness providers, all these aesthetic salons, because, I like to, before I recommend anybody, I need to try it on myself. Mm-hmm. I never recommend anybody just from reading about them. I go and try.
That's amazing, because then it's a trusted partner and somebody that you can confidently send.
And that is what I provide, right? Because for women who don't have that time, I'm saving them time and money.
Somebody's listening to this and they want to work with you. What's the best way to reach you? What's the best way to work with you?
Well, I actually have in my magazine, in the Charleston magazine, I have every issue I have an ad. So they can go to my website and they can just shoot me a note and say, hey, I am interested in that. And I respond. Very easy. I do it easy. No complicated stuff. You get in my website, you shoot me an email. We are there.
And then do you sort of have packages, or do you do makeup specific, biohacking specific?
Well, I mean, that's why I don't have packages, because everybody needs something else. So I just really do custom kind of a grooming, you come to me, you tell me what's your problem and what you wanted to do. And I do the custom work for you and design, because I'm also certified nutrition. So I design your eating, nutrition, diary, whatever you need. I am there.
What is the name of your website?
OlalaLife.com. www.OlalaLife.com.
And where does Olala Life come from?
Olala Life comes from Olala. We're living it, so it has to be happy living. So it was just something came to me.
I love it. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you and hearing all things about you just coming to Charleston and being so involved in the community.
Women, don't forget the new issue, because it will be absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, check out the cover and check out your 10 steps to biohacking.
7-day biohack.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kimberly.
Thanks for spending time with Charleston Women Podcast. Please like us and follow us on whatever platform you're using to access Charleston Women Podcast.